All right, so continuing on with our chakra series, we are to the third chakra, our Manipura chakra, the solar plexus. So that's kind of the center of the body, the navel, kind of where that energy in our body truly comes from, the core. Okay. So as you're lying down, you're taking some space up on your mat, maybe closing the eyes. Starting to deepen the breath. And drawing the breath in and out through the nose. And as you're focused on the breath here, see if you can start to describe it to yourself. How does it feel? Is it gentle? Is it strong? Maybe you can kind of associate a color with your breath. A nice one for the solar plexus is to kind of visualize something orange or red like the sun. Every inhale through the nose, you're drawing that color deep into your chest and belly, kind of flooding your torso, the abdomen, with that bright color, that fire, that life force energy, prana. And then exhale, slowly letting go. So whatever you choose, you can choose kind of a mantra, right? Strength, confidence, anything that's kind of a powerful word for you, or a color, whatever works. So every inhale, you're drawing that in, filling up the belly, and then slowly exhaling it out. So we'll continue with this breath for several cycles. So at the root of the solar plexus is health and vitality. Our core is kind of where we get that energy from to be strong, both mentally and physically. So it's also the chakra that is responsible for self-confidence, self-empowerment, so over the last couple of months, we've all had some shift, right? Maybe a drastic shift or maybe not so drastic. But a shift in our day-to-day life, right? Maybe a change in a role in our job. Or maybe we find ourselves with more time on our hands, ready to try a new skill or hobby. Or maybe we're just trying to deal with being alone with our thoughts more. So what a great time to kind of get to know yourself and activate that sense of self-confidence. Because a lot of times when we have extra time, that sneaky little voice in our head starts to drive some self-doubt, self-criticism, right? So this chakra, when balanced, allows us to feel that true sense of self, that confidence that is already within us. So as you are on your back here, you'll start to deepen that breath. Every inhale drawing in that sense of self-confidence, whatever adjective you have chosen for your breath, and then slowly letting it out. We're going to continue with that strong breath here, moving on to Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. So this is really a breath pattern that drives prana or energy through the body. So we'll inhale, try to visualize this. It's kind of tough. We've got to really focus here. Inhaling through the right side of the nose, and then exhaling through the left side. So you might start thinking, I don't know how to do that. But you'll be surprised as you continue to do that. You'll be able to really be more detailed with it and start to feel it. So every inhale you'll bring in through the right side, and then out through the left, and then switching it up, in through the left, out through the right. And just back and forth like that. So traditionally we actually close one side of the nostril with our ring finger. We're not going to do that today. as you continue with this Nadi Shodhana breath, you can start to deepen the breath, inhaling maybe from your right shoulder all the way up through the right side of the nose. And then exhale through the left and visualize that breath starting to draw down the left side of your body. And if that's feeling nice and centered and strong, continue to deepen the breath, inhaling through the right side of the body, through the belly, the pelvis, and up through the chest, into the right side of the nose. Exhale to the left and all the way down to belly and pelvis on the left. So you'll continue this breath at your own pace, continuing to alternate right and left. And start to feel the fire, the energy build in the body. And then bringing the breath back to both sides, inhaling strongly through the nose, exhaling through the nose, the lips are sealed. Start to bend your knees so the soles of your feet are resting on your mat. Let's bring the feet really, really wide on the mat and just gently draw the knees to the right. And then with the breath, we're going to move over to the left. So just back and forth with each breath, nice and slow at your own pace. If you want to bring your arms out to a T, go right ahead. And you can even change your gaze. So if the knees are on the right, the gaze can be left. And continue to switch back and forth. Beautiful. The next time the knees are facing up towards the ceiling, walk your feet closer together. And drop your right knee out to the side, so you're in kind of a half cobbler's pose here. We're going to engage our core, so building that fire, pushing the belly button down towards the spine. Feel that Uddiyana Bandha core lock. And then draw that knee back to center, and then drop the left side down. So wherever you want to put your arms, maybe at the sides of your body or maybe on your belly, to feel that your core is engaged. And you're just going to alternate sides here. So dropping the right knee, bringing it up, and dropping the left knee, and bringing it up. So trying really hard not to move, not letting your pelvis rock. Try to keep that nice and stable so the hips are shining towards the ceiling. And a couple more on each side. All right, beautiful. So letting both knees drop out to the sides, finding yourself in Supta Baddha Konasana. If that's not comfortable for you, choose one side or the other, or just bring both knees back up towards the ceiling. We're going to find a version of bridge pose here. So arms can come to your sides. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes, the butt muscles, and start to lift your hips off of your mat. Let's hold it there for a full breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And then slowly lowering the hips down. We'll take that a few more times. Lift up. Take a couple full breaths at the top. See if you can lift another ½ inch higher. And slowly lower. We've got 3 more. Lift up. Maybe you feel the soles of your feet squeeze into one another to feel those inner thighs activate. Exhale, lower. Good, last 2. You might find that your knees want to draw in. Try your best to keep them pointed out to the sides here. And lower. Last one. Beautiful. Slowly lower. All right, draw the knees into the chest. We'll start to make some circles. So kind of imagining that you're drawing that circle with your kneecaps. Really starting to get pretty big, so you're going to actually feel your pelvis start to rock side to side here. And then take it the other direction. You're going to keep the right knee hugged in. Let your left leg come down, just sole of the foot on the ground so the knee is bent. Start to straighten your right leg towards the ceiling. And just start to pump the ankle here. And start to make some circles with that ankle. Just whatever movement feels natural. And then keeping that leg nice and long. Start to engage your core and actually walk your hands up your calf so that your shoulder blades lift off of the mat. You're finding a little crunch here, and then slowly lowering. So exhale as you walk your hands up your leg just to where you can, doesn't need to be very far, and then slowly lower. So we want to feel this only in the abdomen, really not very much through the neck, so keep your chin away from your chest. We don't really want to feel anything through the front of the thigh either. If you're feeling like you want a little bit more, you can actually take it to a full sit-up and start to totally lift your body as you walk up your leg, reaching for your foot. But no need to do that. You can stay right at that crunch, just trying to lift shoulder blades off the mat. Yeah, nice job. We've got 3 more. Kind of going at your own pace, making sure you're starting to feel the fire build through that navel region. Nice. All right, set the right leg down. Let's lift the left leg high and start to just pump that ankle. And so just circle it out. All right, and if you're ready, you'll start to lift the shoulder blades off the mat. Walk your hands up the leg. You can stay in that crunch, or you can find that full sit-up. If you choose that full sit-up option, make sure you're not feeling it in the front of the hip though. Make sure you're still feeling that right around your belly. If you're starting to feel your neck too much, just peel your chin away from your chest, kind of pretending like you've got an orange between your chin and your chest. 3 more. So we're building the heat early today as we get into that 3rd chakra. Beautiful. All right, feet come down to the mat. Stretch it out. Let's take a full body stretch. Inhale the arms overhead. And reach the toes nice and long. And then keeping the arms overhead, let's bring the soles of the feet back to the mat, trying to push the navel down, flatten your back. And exhale the arms to the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms back overhead. Exhale to lower the arms to the sides. Really trying to keep that core pushed down, flat to the mat. Moving just back and forth with your breath. One more. All right, and then let's bring the soles of the feet to the width of the mat. Drop them over to the right side and start to roll onto your right. And then using your arms, push yourself to seated. So you should kind of find yourself here in a little side sitting position with your legs out, your feet out to the left. Okay, so we're going to take a deer twist here. Keeping the spine nice and tall, feeling the crown of our head lifted towards the ceiling. We're going to walk our hands over to the left side. So you're using that left hand Maybe tent the fingers, so you're just pushing your fingertips into the mat. And use it as a little kickstand to really lengthen your spine. And you can use those hands to help you turn as far as you can. And once you get as far as you can, see if you can really engage the core to hold yourself there. You'll probably feel your right glute and your right thigh start to push deeper into the mat. Try to balance yourself out and not shift too far over to the right. All right, slowly releasing here, taking a little counter twist over to the right side. Exhale, we'll start to walk our hands fold over the bent knee. Inhale to rise, keeping the hands planted. Exhale to lower. So we're almost taking like a little mini push-up over that bent knee. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. One more time. All right, nice job. As we lift ourselves back up, we're gonna switch our legs. So however you wanna get there. If you wanna use your core and try to keep your legs as lifted as possible, awesome. Otherwise, just make your way over there however you want to. So legs are over to the right, getting tall through the spine. And starting to walk the hands towards the feet, bringing the right fingers behind that right foot, maybe tenting them, so lifting them up. You're just on your fingertips. Start to gaze over that right shoulder. See if you can connect again to breath here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Let that breath guide your movement. And then slowly releasing here. Hands come over to the left. And we exhale, start to bend over that bent knee. And then inhale, push through the hands, lift yourself back up. So if you're not on my breath, no worries. You are just where you are. You may be faster or slower, or you may choose not to move with your breath, but to just stay folded. You got one more time here. And then next time you're lifted, we're gonna come to a tabletop position. So the wrists are right under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Right away, we're gonna take some cat and cow. So drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades, look forward. Make sure the tops of your feet are on your mat here. We're going to curl the toes as we come into cat position. So curl the toes under, drop the head, and maybe tent those fingers again. So we're taking just a little different version of cat, trying to deepen the stretch through the belly and through the upper back. Next breath in, drop your belly back to cow. Release the tops of the feet to the mat. And then exhale, lift, cat pose, tuck the toes, tent the fingers if you want. And then we'll start to move just with our breath. So inhale, cow. Exhale, find your version of cat. I've got two more. Just moving through cat and cow at your own pace. When you're ready, start to widen your knees, big toes to touch, sit back, child's pose. Right away, we're going to find some movement in our child's pose. So walk the hands over to the right, finding a little side bend. Start to feel the stretch through the left side body. But this time, take your right palm and bring it right next to your right knee. You're going to push through your hands, especially the right one, to start to twist to the right while you're in your side bend. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you'll stay with your arms stretched out. We got another breath here. Start to really feel it through that left side body, especially through the shoulder, maybe even through the neck. And then slowly start to walk that right hand back out. Draw the arms to the left. And then start to bring that left palm towards the left knee. Push to twist. If one side feels tighter, that's totally fine. We're going to make our way back to each side again. I want you to spend more time on the side that is more tight for you. So you can stay on that left if it was feeling tight, or walk back over to the right and find your twist here. And if this is your tight side, maybe you'll stay here for a couple more breaths. Otherwise, one more time, walking the hands to the left. All right, and then hands come back to center. That's where we'll meet. We'll take a breath here. Next, inhale, lift to plank on your knees. So our palms are planted into the mat, but we're lifting through our belly, really firing up that navel. So keeping the belly tight, we'll slowly lower down onto our forearms. So we're just going to take the left side, lift the palm, come down to the forearm, and then same thing on the right. So you're still in a plank, you're just on your forearms here. We've got a breath here. And then slowly lower the belly down to the mat. You'll find yourself in Sphinx. So a little back bend. Next breath, we lift the belly, plank on the forearms. And then bring the left hand in, lift up. Right hand in, lift up. And then exhale, back to child's pose. We'll take that again here. Next, inhale, lift, plank on your knees. Or if you want, you can come to your toes. And then right hand is going to lift, come down onto forearms. And then same on the left. And then slowly lower the pelvis to the ground, Sphinx pose. Breath in, lift the hips, forearm plank. Start to walk the right palm and then the left palm in. Sit back, child's pose. One more time through here. Inhale, lift. If you want to come onto your toes, go right ahead. Find one forearm and then the other. Exhale, lower the pelvis. Sphinx. Inhale, lift. Forearm plank. Coming to plank on your hands. And then this time, exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under. And then really working here to pull the core towards your thighs. So to do that, you've got to kind of pull that belly first towards the rib cage and then start to lift your sit bones high to the sky. If the hamstrings are feeling tight, those heels will be pretty lifted and the knees may be pretty bent. And that is totally fine. That's really where we want you to be at this point. We're just starting to warm up the backs of the legs. Maybe start to pedal out the right and the left side. And then eventually making your way to the top of the mat. So maybe we'll just step there, bringing one foot and then the other. Finding yourself in a forward fold. Belly's resting on the thighs. And then inhale, we'll find a half lift. So you're flattening out your back. Fingertips are either on your mat, your shins, or your thighs. So squeezing the shoulder blades. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Right away, we're going to take a side bend to the right. So we're not grabbing one wrist or the other. We're just tipping over to the right, using our core to support us. back to center here. We'll take it to the left, almost feeling like we're reaching up and over a beach ball or something. So we're really lengthening through the right rather than crunching into the left. Inhale back to center. Finding a little back bend. So if you're feeling ready and you want to take that back bend with your arms raised overhead, go right ahead, or they can be supporting your low back. And then exhale, center and right on down to forward fold. So you can either stay here. We're going to come right back to that sun salutation, or plant the hands, find your downward facing dog. So if you're in down dog, maybe you want to pedal the legs. If you're in that fold, maybe you want to shift your weight or find a gentle twist. And then we'll find some stillness, either in down dog or uttanasana, forward fold. So the solar plexus, that third chakra, pretty much is the chakra of sun salutations. So that is kind of what we're doing now, and with the side bends, our down dog. So the practice today is a little rooted in sun salutations, but we're going to focus more on the warriors. So that's what's coming up next. All right, step one foot to the top of the mat, and then the other. We're all meeting in forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And then exhale, find your back bend. Inhale through center, exhale, fold. Stay in your fold or step back, downward facing dog. We've only got one breath in the down dog. And then step back to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Find your side bend to the right. Back to center, over to the left. Find your center and then find your back bend. All right, nice. Mountain pose is next. So just drawing the arms down to your sides, staying standing here. We're getting ready for our warrior series. So this is going to be kind of our sun salutation B. So stepping the left leg back, we find warrior one. So the hips are squared forward, arms rise overhead. Really feeling that energy nice and even through the front and the back. So it's like we're splitting that mat in two with our feet, really engaging through the center of the body. Open the hips up to the left side for warrior two. Arms come to a T. You're gazing over that front hand. Inhale takes you to reverse warrior. So the legs stay the same, but that top arm comes up towards the ceiling, the bottom or the back arm comes down the back leg. All right, so listen carefully here. From this reverse warrior, we're gonna come to warrior one facing the back of the room. So lift yourself up to center and start to just shift your feet so that left foot is pointing towards the back of your mat. Arms are overhead. You're in warrior one. Okay. That right foot is kind of out to that 45-degree angle. And once again, you're splitting the mat in two with your energy. Draw the pinky edges of the hands towards each other. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then open up warrior two to the back of your mat. So the arms are out to a T. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm rises, right arm comes down. And then from here, we're going to find warrior one back to the front of the room. So pivot the feet back to the front. Arms are overhead. Hips are squared forward. And when you're ready, interlace the hands behind your back. Start to puff your chest out. You can stay right here, or if you want a little balance challenge, exhale, fold forward for humble warrior. So start to work your right hip back and the left hip forward here to avoid any pinching into that hip. Let the head hang heavy. Start to really work your hands away from your back. Try to raise them up as high as you can to the sky. And then inhale, lift, warrior one. Right away, stepping to the top of the mat. All right, so we're taking that on the other side here. Step the right leg back, warrior one. So with this sun salutation, this warrior series, we're truly saluting the sun. So it's really fitting as an asana for the Manipura chakra, but also for Earth Day today. So really saluting the skies, the heavens. Opening up, warrior two. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. That front arm raises to the skies. Maybe you take your gaze to the skies today. Well, to your ceiling, but really past that, right? Imagining we're looking up to the heavens and the skies. And then start to shift your feet to the back of the room, warrior one. Both arms come overhead. Let's get a little deeper now. Deepen the bend into that right knee. And really make sure you're pushing to that pinky edge of the left foot. So you're making sure you're keeping that strong arch through the left foot. Open up warrior two. And then tick-tock the arms, reverse warrior. That right arm is up, left arm is down. And then start to shift back, warrior one, to the front of your mat. Inhale, you'll interlace the hands behind your back. Exhale, start to fold. Seeing maybe if you can work the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. If it doesn't get there, you'll just bend to where you can, making sure that core is engaged. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, lift back up, warrior one, and step to the top of your mat. All right, shake it out here. Regain that breath. We're going to start to move with it, so we want that breath really strong for our flow here. So next breath in, step left leg back, warrior one. Open up right away, warrior two. And then reverse your warrior, right arm lifts. Start to shift towards the back of the room. Find warrior one, both arms reach overhead, hips are squared forward. Open up, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And then start to shift back to the front of your mat, warrior one. Interlace the hands behind the back, puff out the chest, exhale to fold, humble warrior. Inhale, lift, warrior one. Exhale, step to the top, mountain pose. All right, last time through here, stepping the right leg back, warrior one. Open hips to the long side of your mat, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Your next breath takes you to warrior one, facing the back of your mat. Warrior two is next. Inhale, reverse. And then shift those feet back to the top, towards the front, I should say. Lift the arms, warrior one. Interlace hands behind the back. Next breath out, find your humble warrior. Inhale, lifts you back up, and step to the top of your mat. All right, shaking it out here. Coming to our second standing series right away. Crescent lunge. We're going to step that left leg back. So very similar to where we were with the warrior, but our heel is lifted here. That back leg is straight. Arms still raised overhead, pinky edges in. See if you can pull that belly in a little bit. That's going to kind of lengthen the tailbone and tuck it under. So if this is kind of a balance challenge for you, you can stay here. Or exhale, draw the hands to the heart and start to take a little prayer twist. So bringing the left forearm towards the left thigh. You can even just take a tiny twist. You don't need to come all the way down. Okay, so any version of the twist that works for you. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So see where you can kind of find some power in your body. So you should really be feeling the right leg. But see if you can push into the left ball of your feet and start to engage the left a little more. Next breath, we'll step the left leg towards the right, find ourselves in chair. Okay. So depending on balance, you can be hip width distance apart, or if you're looking for more balance, you can have your feet touching. You're still in your prayer twist, and you can stay right here or start to open the arms to fly them. And then you can gaze up or down, depending on where your balance is right now. That right leg should really be burning here. We just have one more breath. And next exhale, slowly release into a fold. And while you're in that fold, start to walk your feet wider on your mat. So you're coming to a wide forward fold. Maybe your feet are even off of your mat. I'm going to start to bring our feet over towards our right foot. And maybe our hand is on the ground, or maybe it's up on our leg, right? We're going to start to twist. So left hand is either on the ground or grabbing somewhere on our right leg. And then we're lifting our right arm towards the sky again. And then exhale, slowly lower. Work your way through center and then over to the left. So that right hand is on the ground or on the right leg. Start to lift the left arm high. And see if you can keep using your breath to deepen the twist. Inhale, find length in your spine. And exhale, continue to open into your twist, trying to stack your shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower. Wide leg forward fold. Next breath, hands come to the hips. Start to flatten out your back. Feel a nice deep stretch to your hamstring. So bend your knees as much as you need to there. And slowly come all the way up to stand. And walk your feet in. We've just got a little balance pose here. Big toe hold. So in that balance, you're going to start to lift your right leg up. And maybe you stay here. Or maybe you grab your knee or shin. Maybe you grab your big toe. And this may be a challenge for you. Or you might start to straighten that leg out. Really letting the power come from the center of the body. Feel that prana, that energy, building the Manipura chakra. Start to straighten out your left leg a little more if you can. And exhale, slowly lower it. Shake it out. All right, we get to do that on the other side here. So stepping the right leg back into a crescent lunge. That right leg should be really straight. So the heel is lifted, and then deepen into the left knee a little more. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Staying here or taking that twist if you wish. So working your right elbow towards the left thigh, or maybe even the forearm to the thigh. And as the brain is maybe saying, oh, I don't know if I have the strength for this, I want you to come back to that word, that color at the beginning of class, right? That confidence, that strength we have is within us. When you're ready, step the right leg up to meet the left. You got your chair twist. Staying here or opening the arms up to fly. And then exhale, find a forward fold. Start to walk the feet way out off of your mat. So if the fold doesn't feel good, try to push your hips back. So even take your hands and push into the hip crease. You may fold just a little bit. It's okay to be kind of in a squat with your butt back. But if you're feeling like you've got some movement, you're actually going to start to work onto the ball of your feet more as you drop your head towards the floor. So wherever you are, there's lots of ways for this fold to look. Start to walk your hands over to the right. Inhale, lift that right arm. Exhale, release it. Walk the hands to the left. Inhale the left arm. Exhale, release it. Back to center. Hands come to the hips, flatten the back. Slowly start to rise up. All right, and then coming to our balance. So, right leg roots down. Inhale, lift the left leg. Maybe you grab shin, maybe you grab big toe. And then the option to start to straighten that leg out. So use your eyes to help you find that focal point, your drishti in front of you. All right, nice job, you guys. Exhale, slowly lower. Shake it out. All right, we get to do that again on both sides. We'll just do it a little quicker with our breath. It might actually be easier a little quicker if we're not holding those poses so much. Step the left leg back, your crescent lunge. Right away, exhale the hands to the heart. And if you would like to take your prayer twist, bringing left elbow to right thigh. Right away, stepping up to chair this time. So that left foot comes up to the right. And then option to fly those arms. Exhale, slowly release the arms into a fold and start to make that fold nice and wide. And if you're feeling more flexible, start to shift towards the balls of your feet so you're trying to stack your hips right over your ankles. And then work your hands over to the right, take your twist. Exhale, release. Walk the hands through center. Take your twist to the left. Exhale, release. Coming back to center, flatten the back. Hands to the hips, rise up. And then we've got our balance here. So rooting into the left leg, lift the right. Grabbing shin or toe. Staying nice and strong through the center of the body. Start to straighten the right leg. We've got 2 breaths. And exhale, slowly lower, shake it out. Right away, stepping right leg back, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Option for the prayer twist. Right arm towards the left thigh. Maybe just going part way. Step the right leg up to meet the left. Maybe you fly those arms. And then exhale, release to a fold. Start to work your feet off the edges of your mat. And then hands work over to the right. Find your wide leg forward fold twist. Exhale, release back through center. Take it to the left. exhale, release. Flat back, strong core lifts you up to stand. And then find your big toe hold. So right leg is rooted down. Inhale, lift the left leg. And maybe you start to straighten. 2 breaths. All right, nice job. Exhale, slowly lower, shake it out. Release into whatever forward fold feels comfortable for you. So maybe you just want a really easy fold here, maybe coming to ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows, and just letting the head hang heavy. Feeling the vertebrae start to traction away from each other, creating some space. And keep that breath nice and deep. Maybe you can feel the belly on the inhales pushing into your thighs. And when you're ready, slowly release all the way down onto your belly. So however you want to get there. We're going to draw our left cheek to the mat and bring our arms out to a T. I'm going to do a little shoulder opening here. So if that is, tough for you, if you have any shoulder issue, you're just going to go really slow and you don't need to go very far. Okay, you're just going to feel it in your body and use that to be your guide. As we get started here, start to draw your right arm in towards you, so it's just right underneath your shoulder. You're going to plant your right palm down on your mat. Start to shift your weight into the left side of your body as you push off with your right palm. So here's where I say be gentle and only go as far as you feel comfortable. So if you start to feel a little chest stretch, a little front of the shoulder pull, great. If you feel anything else, you're just going to maybe stay on your side here. Otherwise, that right sole of the foot is going to push down into the mat, and you're going to continue to turn as far as comfortable for you. If you want to keep the head down or lift it, either way works. Make sure you're only feeling a pull and no pain. Okay. Your core is nice and strong, controlling the movement. That left hand is planted down behind you, okay? So the palm is down, arm is straight. And then exhale, let's slowly lower back to the mat. I'm going to take it to the other side. So right cheek comes to the mat, right arm comes out behind us, the arm stays straight. Left palm comes in underneath the left shoulder, and we'll start to push that left palm into the mat as we roll onto our right side. Maybe the sole of that left foot comes behind us. So for me, this side is pretty tough. So I'm actually going to stay just completely on my side here rather than forcing myself to continue to open. So we want just a nice stretch, no deep ache into the joints, nothing feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to tense up. I'm going to hold this for another breath. And then exhale, slowly starting to unwind here. Forehead can come to the mat. We're going to work both arms out in front of us, so they're overhead. And then if possible, you're going to lift the palms an inch off the ground. If it's not possible, you're just going to sweep your arms but stay on the ground. So maybe those palms are lifted, and then the tops of your toes are tucked underneath, so they're pushing into your mat to help you. And then slowly drawing the arms back to your sides, so they can either be sweeping on the ground or up an inch. And then inhale, lift overhead. Exhale, sweep to your sides. We've got 3 more. So it's just like a little swimmer or a reverse snow angel here. Just moving with your breath. Arms staying hovered if it's comfortable, or just sliding along the ground. You should feel your glutes engaging here and your back engaging, and especially really feeling those scapular muscles, so those muscles off of your shoulder blades. Last one. And then exhale, release the arms, and take just a little log roll over onto your back. Okay, let's draw the knees into the chest here. Just give them a nice squeeze. And then keeping the legs lifted, kind of coming to a little dead bug position, so the hips and the knees at 90. We're going to cross our right ankle onto our left thigh and interlace our hands behind the left leg. So option always to just bring that left sole of the foot to the ground. Finding a nice figure 4 stretch. If you want to find some movement here, rock your body side to side. Or just finding some stillness. And then trying your best to keep your legs in the air here, maybe coming back through your dead bug. We'll cross over to the other side, figure 4 on the left. So hands interlace under the right thigh, or if you want a deeper stretch, maybe interlacing to your shin. See if you can keep your spine nice and long, so tuck that chin down and pushing your tailbone into the mat. Maybe even squeezing your shoulder blades into the mat too, making sure we're not rounding to reach our leg. And then slowly releasing that left leg back to dead bug here. Hands come to the thighs, push your thighs into your hands, hands into thighs. Really feel that last bit of fire that we're building through our Manipura chakra. Pushing the navel towards the earth. Keeping our breath strong. 2 more breaths here. And then releasing our hands. Bring the soles of your feet together. If you can reach them, great. If you can't and you want to just reach for your knees, we're just taking a little cobbler's pose on our backs. So kind of a mix between cobblers and a little happy baby. We're just going to start to shift side to side. Can even start to smile here, just kind of find a little movement. And then when you're ready, slowly lower the legs down to the earth. We're going to bend our right leg and cross the foot over the left and just find a little twist here. So we're going to twist over to the left side. Arms can come out to a T and maybe you gaze over that right palm. So a little bit slower twist than the beginning of class. We'll hold this for another couple breaths. If this is uncomfortable for you anywhere, find a twist that works for you. And then slowly coming back through center, straighten your right leg out. Bend your right knee and cross it over your right thigh. Start to twist to the right. And then gaze to the left over the palm of your left hand. And while you're in this twist, really trying to notice where you can let go. Where's your body holding on? body stretch for the last time, reaching your fingertips high, pointing your toes, and maybe even kind of shifting your right and your left leg longer, alternating sides. And then when you're ready, just release your arms, take some space up on your mat. And let's just come back to that Nadi Shodhana breath for just a few rounds here. Inhaling through the right side, exhaling through the left, and then switching it up, left to right. And just notice here if maybe you have a little more control over where that breath is going than you did at the beginning of class. And every time that breath is coming into the belly, come back to that descriptor word, that strength, that power, that confidence that is already within us. We don't need to search for it. It is already there. And over the next couple of breaths, returning to just a natural breath pattern, finding some stillness, allowing yourself to rest. Final Shavasana. And staying here as long as you need to. You're ready to be guided out. Blink your eyes open. Maybe wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe squeezing the shoulders back. Finding a couple shoulder rolls. And then eventually rolling onto either side. And slowly pushing yourself up to Sukhasana, an easy seated posture. Let the hands come to the heart, let the eyes blink closed when you get there. So let's celebrate Earth Day today. Getting out into nature if you can, or maybe just looking up and recognizing the sky, the sun, and use it as a reminder of all that confidence and power that we have within us, really igniting your solar plexus. Namaste.